Hello, 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 hello. So nice to have you all back here today. And it's wonderful to be able to have these tips for ourselves and for everyone each week. We're just gonna give it a couple minutes, allowing some more to join, and we'll get started. Okay? Welcome on the platform today. My name is Mana, and for some time now, we've been exchanging some tips regarding a variety of things, how to help our body cope with situations we have as we aging, for example, and many more. So stay tuned. We'll get started very, very soon. Hi, Suleiman. It's so nice to see you. Hello, hello, President Kabore. I'm very happy to have you here. We're still waiting for a few of the family or others who will benefit from the tips, and we'll get started really soon. These are really important information that we want everyone to benefit from. So we're allowing some more time before we get started. So it's a privilege to have each one of you. And go ahead, share. So many more can jump on so we can all enjoy this. Okay, let's see. We'll get started. We just want to allow the friends to be able to get on. And there we go. Okay, here we go. I believe we're going to get started now. So my name is Mana. For those who are just joining and you don't know my name is Mana. As you can see here, we're with Mana Handy Tips. What do we do here? Well, we exchange some tips that help us with well-being and better health through natural things that are available in the creation to us. Okay? We're so exposed to many things, but now all help our body. And also knowing that because we age, we all, each and every one of us, we go through the aging process, then that has consequences, not always for the best. So it is to help with these and little other things. You know, some of us, we do go to the doctor, but we don't always understand, get the information to help ourselves properly. So Mana Tips is here to give tips just for that. No, but for many, many other things to help us, and especially going through some circumstances. However, last time we started something new. What was it? Not that we started it, but we talk about those who, though they are aging, they do not have any health issue at all, any conditions that may come as you age. None of that. Still, natural aging still has consequences where you find yourself not being able to do things you used to do anymore. So for this kind of our subscribers, and they need some advice, some tips as well. So we started talking about explaining what the aging process was. And we said that yes, this is really a natural process. There's nothing you can do about it. However, there is different way of aging, meaning you can age the best way, a better way, versus not do anything. And I gave this example as we were talking last time. I mentioned the fact that what do you think of a well prepared food that you put everything into versus something you just take on the go? What would you like better? And also, when something is prepared, and that means you put things in the process to reach an outcome, then so how do we get all of that? Well, that's when we talk about healthy aging or successful aging. So, what is that? Well, we said that first, let's again define aging as we did last time. And we were saying that actually, healthy aging refers to the postponement or reduction in the undesired effect of aging. What is that and why? The goals are maintaining physical and mental health, avoiding disorders if at all possible, and remaining active and independent to your best ability as you can. For most people, maintaining general good health requires more effort as they age. I know my kids can run faster than I can now. Even though you be considered, come on, you just a baby girl, you're not that old. Still, I know there are things that they can do that I can't do now, for example, because I'm older than they are. So even the natural aging comes with things you find yourself that, well, you can't do anymore. So maintaining general good health, as we say, that require effort once you've aged. So, but when you prepare it, then you come to a point where you realize, okay, I'm not in such bad shape after all. Why? Because you put something into it gradually that got you there. Now, the good news is also what? That developing some healthy habits can help. And we've mentioned that following a nutritious diet, exercising regularly, and staying mentally active are things that can help you have age better. And last Saturday, we've talked about exercise regularly and staying mentally active. And we've shown that depending on your ability, your mobility, and a couple other things, there are things you can really work hard to develop to sharpen your fitness, your strength, your balance, and your flexibility. And staying active, we talk about how to keep your social life and engage in a lot of plenty things that will keep you mentally active. And we talk about cultivating a new hobby or learning a language, for example. And we've mentioned uh, watching some shows also that can help staying mentally active. And we said that bottom line is to make sure that you stay involved and socializing with others. And these things can help, that keeps your brain working and may protect you against dementia. Now, when I say protect you, if you with me and you young, you may think, okay, you know what? Well, I'm not about that age yet. I don't have to worry about it. But what about your parents, your uncles, aunts? What about members of your family that you care for? What about them? Shouldn't this information be helpful? So stay tuned. Just because we know in that age range yet doesn't mean we shouldn't worry about it. Doesn't mean that that's not something that should matter to us. So, what else can we do? Well, we know this. In addition to exercising regularly and also staying mentally active, the third thing was following a nutritious diet, right? In other words, eating healthy food. Why is it important? Well, when you eat a balanced diet, it helps your health and well being. And good nutrition and regular meals, not just eat once in a while, but regular meals combined with physical activity can improve your strength and help fight infection. Actually, that's why it's important that this last step that help you to age better really, really matter, you know. And it is eating healthy food that's what's going to help your body being able actually to exercise regularly, right? And it is actually eating a nutritious food diet. That's what's going to help your body being able to stay mentally active. And if you remember, we said we're going to talk about it lastly because that's the basis of those three tips, steps that we talk about that can help you go towards successful aging and all that. So, what are we talking about? Now, eating a variety of healthy food can improve also your energy levels and help you maintain a healthy weight. You know, you don't eat, you're in trouble. You eat bad, you don't eat right, you eat wrong, you're in trouble too. So, eating nutritious food in a balanced way is really a good and a big step into aging the proper way. So, let's give some tips. Okay, and those are tips we do well to remember as we getting older. Okay, so just give me a couple minutes to say hello. Hi, Manager Sabine. It's wonderful to have you on the platform as always. So privileged to have you. Awesome. Keep it coming. Feel free to share. We're talking about tips here to age the best. Last week, we mentioned two things, exercising regularly and staying mentally active. And we said that today we will talk about eating nutritious food. And that's what we're discussing at this very time. So, we were just given some healthy tips that we do well to remember. Okay? So, as we get older, we want to make sure we drink 6 to 8 cups of fluid, preferably water, every single day, whether it's hot or it is cold weather. We want to do well to remember to do these things. Drink water, plenty water, preferably 6 to 8 cups. What else? Eat 3 meals, 1 to 3 meals every day, and snacks, of course, for those of us who snacks. Well, don't think it's too much. Now, we say 3 regular meals It is how much you eating that's gonna make it a balanced diet that will help you be healthy versus putting on too much weight, and the kind of food you eating. Okay. Now, when we talk about 3 meals, those should be from the 5 main food groups each day. Okay. What are these groups? Vegetables, fruit, lean meat and fish, dairy, grains, and cereals. That's number 2 tips. 3, avoid foods that have a lot of saturated fat like biscuit, pastries, fast food, the junk. We all know about those. Salty foods and drinks, and foods high in sugar. We want to avoid those. And next, limit your alcohol use if you do consume some. Having alcohol is not wrong per se, but when we do too much of it, that's when it can be trouble, trouble, trouble. Okay? So this is what we're gonna say. If we don't have to take it at all, leave it alone. That's our personal choice. And keep loving it, keep liking the page, keep it upcoming as you're doing. Thank you so much to all of you for supporting this and taking in the tips that will help us and our loved ones age better. Now, what else can we do? We always want to prepare and store food safely. We understand sometimes you can't always cook every day. You might have to order, but even when you do so, you want to make sure you're ordering something that is healthy. And even when you do, take extra precaution, reheat. Because some food or while ordering, make sure you say, I want it thoroughly cooked to make sure no infection, nothing, no bacteria is in there. Okay. Now, what else? Eat protein. That means meat and fish or dairy, yogurt, for example, instead of carbohydrate, which will be bread and pasta. You may eat a little bit of it, but not too much. Not too much. Not too much. So, oh my, who's here? Hello, Mauto. It's so nice to have you on the platform. Yes, we keep giving some tips today, and we're talking about eating nutritious. So, we're talking right now about not taking too much of bread and pasta. A little bit from time to time is okay, but you gotta limit that and kind of privilege eat the protein, the dairy, and some other healthy, the greens and all that, especially if you are having trouble eating. Otherwise, it's good that you eat a little bit from each family of groups of foods, a little bit of each. So you have a variety of those nutrients in you. Now, consider now how your food is presented, how it tastes, and what you like. Great smells encourage an appetite, and food is more appealing if it looks good. So if you're having trouble eating as you age, you might want to consider how it is presented. Take the time to prepare your food to get your thing going real good and just enjoy it. And that will make you have an appetite. Hello, hello. So much to have you, Roderick. Thanks for your encouragement. Always happy to have you. So, back to what we're talking about, which is eating nutritious food, which is the third steps into aging better. And we mentioned that this is, if we may say, the number one. Actually, that's why we save it for the last, because it is when you eat properly as you aging that you're going to be able to do the other two, which is being able to exercise regularly at your pace as what you can handle, and also being mentally active. Those two depends upon feeding yourself the proper way, even while getting in age. So, what's the truth of the matter? We're talking about eating properly, but is that really possible in the world we live in now? You know, all of you can attest to this, that nowadays everything losing quality. Years ago, our grandmas, our grandpas, and even you guys, dear subscribers, you can attest to this, that food has no quality anymore. And I was actually watching, looking into some research made in France. And what I heard, it was scary to me. Yes, it was. That like 20 years ago. Oh, hold on a second. We have some friends coming on here. Hello, Manager Debbie Orr. It's nice to have you on the show. Awesome, awesome. So, we were saying that it is hard today to eat well, to eat properly. So, what are we talking about in reality? Just ask grandpa, grandma, or yourself. Go behind couple years, go behind few years, you realize that, oh, actually, yes, I used to eat better. The food tasted better. The fruits, the veggies, the fruit were more juicy. So I was mentioning something I watched, a research done in France. And what were the outcome, the results? Is that today you need to get 51, okay? 51 oranges to get the value of one. Over 10 years ago, about 10 and 20 years ago, one orange today, you gotta gather 51 to get the nutrient to be equal, to be able to equal those. That's horrifying, right? That's really something to be concerned about. So, in view of that, how can we still eat right? What can be done? You know, they often say this, that a good nutrition equals what we eat plus something else. What are those? Food supplements. Okay, it's true that today we can't eat right like we used to. Hey, hello, Sissy. It is so nice to have you, Lydia Dara. Welcome on the show. As usual, as we do every Saturday, we're talking about some tips today. And look who we have here. Hi, David. We call him Bulldog. It's nice to have you all time here supporting. Thanks for watching. So let's back to eating right. And we were explaining that we can't do that quite well today and why. Now let's talk about the reason. Well, our food is no longer rich or safe. You know, we eat things with, pesticide and other things that are sprayed on the plant to make them grow faster, bigger. All these are detrimental to our health. We all know that, we all hear about it. So the result is that nutrient wise, we don't have quality food to eat anymore, unfortunately. And a well known book, a very ancient book full of wisdom, says, put it this way, that men are ruining the earth, unfortunately, because of all these practices to grow more. Yeah. So we don't have much food to eat, proper food to eat anymore. That's why it's challenging to eat right today. And other than all these chemicals and toxic things that are used to grow food, what other problems do we have? Well, our city is polluted, simply put. All that makes it hard to have really nutritious diet food today. And especially while we're aging, where we need more to sustain our body, because we can't make some things anymore, it is really detrimental. And this is why we recommend, it is highly recommended that you add food supplement, especially as you aging. And I often mention my mom when I spoke here. When I talk here, I often mention here, I know it is getting the supplement along with the food that is available today. That's what's helping her because she's getting in age, like many other friends of mine that are dear to me that are going through the same. So today, food like we cook home or we buy outside is not enough anymore. You need to supplement it with food supplement. So we're here to give tips, right? What are our recommendations? If we all know and agree that, okay, we can't really eat as we used to and have the value, the nutrient that we used to anymore. And then we added that today to eat right, you need to add supplement to it. So what else do we have? What do we know that we may recommend? Hold on just a second. We'll be Thanks for staying tuned. You know what? I'm not home today and I am somewhere, and I very much apologize for the interruption. But here we back. What were we talking about? We've established that today to eat right, we need both the food we have, but also supplement. So since we exchanging tips, what do we know in terms of good supplement that may help when you aging? As you know, I partner with Forever Living, but here we exchanging tips. So I want you to get the right message. What I know is helping my mom, for example, and other ones that are aging. I'm just gonna mention two things and go do your research. And if you need more information, come for it. Mana Handy Tips, and we'll be able to tell you more. There are two items that really help as you aging. Why? Because of the properties in those. One is the aloe vera gel. Okay, it has a regenerative property, and you all know that as we aging, we're losing cells. We go through the degeneration, but we're not able to replenish as we used to when we were younger anymore. So aloe vera gel, I'm telling you, is doing wonders. What else can we recommend? What other tips? There is a substance called royal jelly. Okay, it is a supplement also. But what is inside is wonderful. That's the item that the queen mother of the bees consume. What is it? Is the bee propolis. So the royal jelly is simply what is out of there, and that's the food that the slave bee really make for the queen bee that live much longer than these ones live. So this also has a regenerative prospect, a regenerative property. So these two I'm recommending to not just our elder ones, no, but for ourselves. So as we're preparing to age properly, to age for success, to have less, to reduce the issues we develop as we aging, consider those supplements to go along with. If I may mention a third one, think about vitamin D and calcium, and just reach out if you want more information about the proper supplement to take. So we established that we can't eat as we used to anymore. Having really nutritious food is not possible anymore. So we need supplement. So you want to do well to help yourself with it, but also make sure that your parents and people around you, please inform them. Let them know as you're going through the aging process, this is what you can't do anymore. And believe me, we know, they know that this is happening. But due to this, you need supplement, and these are something you can go by. Okay, now we're gonna get back to the beginning to see what we've discussed, not only today, but last Saturday to today. What is our subject? If you remember well, we talk about this subject. We said that aging is natural, and it is, and that's something you can stop. Just remember how we came into this world. All of us were born babies, but today we're much older. So aging is a process, a normal process, a natural process, I should say, because it depends on where you come from to consider it normal. But at least we know it happens and you can't stop it. But then what we're interested in is aging in better health and well-being. So what do we need to do? We have to plan it. And we've mentioned 1, 2, 3 things that can help. Last week, we talked about regular physical exercise. And we mentioned actually all the things that, even if you in age, the little things you can do. We talk about many things. And that video is still available on Mana Handy Tips, also on Allo Millionaire, the group, and on YouTube. Feel free to go back to it so you can connect the dots. So you have the beginning and the end. This one is Mana Handy Tips 8, and that's talking about the last part. So in terms of tips, we mentioned exercise regularly and also make sure that you're mentally active, and we fully developed and established that as well. And today we have talked about having a nutritious food. That's gonna be a diet that you're gonna be doing now. And it doesn't matter how old we are today, you never start soon enough. So please feel free to really go back to the other video, and this one also is gonna remain available in Mana Handy Tips. But more importantly, we mentioned how we eat poorly today and what is needed to supplement our eating today. And I offer each and every one of you, feel free to reach out. If you do, you know where to go, right? Mana Handy Tips on Facebook, and we will be able and we'll be happy, we'll be privileged to help you and provide any further tips you may need. Otherwise, we're done for today. And I want to thank all of you for your time and attention today. It was a privilege to welcome so many, and it is very encouraging to have my peers supporting. But please, when you have the information and you don't do anything about it, you're not getting anywhere. So we want to make sure we're taking this information to people who need it. If we don't need it right now ourselves, we want to think about our parents. We want to think about our friends that may be older than us, that may need right now what can assure that they are having a regenerative item in their body to help them cope with aging, to help them age even more beautifully, more successfully. So remember, Mana Handy Tips will be happy, will be privileged to tell you more if you come over there. Until then, ciao, ciao. It was a privilege to have you guys today talking about successfully aging the right way. So until then, my name is Mana, and I was happy to have you. Take care. I'll see you soon. Next Saturday. All right. Ciao, ciao. Thank you. Bye-bye.